I'm Thomas, and these are ATI's professional ICP-OES water analysis tests. And not only am I going to give you a rundown on these tests and how they work, why they're important, but also we're going to look at the results that I got using these tests of my own reef tank as well as my RODI water, because these tests actually do both, so you can get a really good idea of what you can expect when you use it for your reef tank. So there's a lot to cover, better just get into it. Let's do this. The reefing community gaining access to ICP testing has changed the way that we look at our aquarium's water chemistry. Not only can we regularly test for the most critical water parameters ourselves, but now we can send our water away to a lab and get a full workup on all of the major and minor elements, of which there are many, as well as various nutrients and impurities, giving us a much more in-depth look at the health of our reefs through water chemistry. So that way we can identify and correct any otherwise invisible deficiencies that might be causing lackluster growth or coloration, or even more importantly in some cases, any elevated impurities that are wreaking havoc in our tanks, causing those mystery losses when everything else that we have been able to test for manually is coming up perfect. ATI's ICP-OES testing covers not only 43 different parameters including major and minor elements, nutrients, salinity, and pollutants, but they also run that gamut of testing on your RODI water as well, so you can not only get an in-depth look at your aquarium's chemistry, but also the source water that you're using for mixing up salt and topping up for evaporation, so you can ensure that it is pure and not the culprit of any potential problems you're currently having or might have later on, whether you can see the symptoms yet or not. Plus, you'll also get a report with a total out of 100% to summarize your aquarium's overall water chemistry health, as well as scores out of 100 in 4 separate categories to help you understand the results. ATI also makes simple recommendations you can follow to help improve your water chemistry as well, which is a huge help, especially for reefers new to this in-depth world of ICP water testing. So let's get this pack opened up, and I'll show you how it works. Inside of the reshippable bubble mailer, you'll find 3 test vials for aquarium water, 1 test vial for your RODI water, the instructions, as well as a free return shipping label, because ATI is gonna pay the shipping for you. Collecting water for these test vials is really simple, and the instructions walk you through everything step by step, starting with creating an account on the ATI Labs website so you can register your tank and record the barcode from your ICP test. Then it's as simple as rinsing out and filling the vials for both your RODI as well as your aquarium water. Make sure you're tightly securing the caps on each vial as you fill them up, then place them back into the bubble mailer, remove the strip from the adhesive flap, close it up, and stick the included shipping label on the outside and drop it off at your local post office. Once ATI Labs receives the samples, they'll send you an email confirmation that they've arrived, and then another email once the tests are completed. You can then head back to the ATI Labs website, log in, and then scroll to the bottom of the dashboard page and click on your aquarium to view the results. You can see every parameter listed on the far left, followed by your result, the reference it's tested against, and the difference between your result and the reference, followed by an icon indicating if you're higher, lower, or within range. For example, you can see that my tank's manganese is a little bit low, while my iodine is quite high, and under pollutants, near the bottom, you can see that lanthanum is a bit high as well, which is likely from when I dosed it to lower phosphates. Okay, so I have all this information, but what do I do with it now? Well, that's where ATI Labs recommendations come in. You can find that recommendations tab at the top of the results page, click on it, and not only will you get a summary of the parameters that are outside of the optimal range, whether that's high or low, but at the top you'll also get recommendations from ATI on what you can dose or what actions you can take to help get your water chemistry back on track. In my case, dosing a small amount of vanadium and manganese, as well as running some carbon. You can also access your RODI water result by going back to the dashboard and clicking on RO water. Ultimately, you're hoping for exactly what I've got here, which is zeros across the board, which means there's nothing but quality H2O inside of my RODI water. But if you do notice something, like copper for example, you at least know about it now and have the ability to take action to correct it before it starts wreaking havoc on your tank. Now, while ICP testing isn't something that I do nearly as often as manual testing for things like alkalinity, calcium, nitrate, and phosphate, a monthly ICP test is a fantastic way to keep tabs on all of those elements and pollutants that I don't test for on a regular basis, while also keeping a very close eye on my source water so that I'm never flying blind. And if that sounds like it also matches your reefing mantra, you can pick up some ATI ICP tests for yourself by clicking right here.